Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. Please, right away, hop in the comments. Let me know if you can hear and see me all right. Want to make sure all of the video and audio is good before we get going. And also, let me know if you've been attending these events as of late. Over the last few weeks, we've really been trying to hone in on some skills and tools that you can use and grow your online course coaching business, your online audience in general. We focused a lot on email lists. If you didn't catch last week, we got to talk to Kay Putnam, who's really built her entire marketing mechanism around email lists. And yeah, Joe, nice to see you here. Also, feel free to hop in, tell me where you're tuning in from, something you're excited to learn, maybe how you heard about Spotlight, and feel free to ask any questions throughout the event. I'll do my best to answer them while the event is going. But if I don't answer right away, I'm not ignoring you. I've set aside some time at the end specifically for answering all of those questions. But like I said, we've been knocking through a bunch of events focused on email marketing, branding, how to utilize your Teachable account immediately, even if you don't have a course or curriculum. So head over to our YouTube channel if you're watching on the Spotlight page, or if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe so you get notifications when new videos come in. And we've done a lot over the last few weeks, so go check those out. Hop in the comments, let us know what you think, and let us know if you have any questions or problems you're having with your Teachable account, or in general, just building curriculum, building coaching products, anything like that. But for this week, I'm really excited. We are going to be talking all about curriculum, how to choose your course topic, how to build your curriculum. And on Thursday, we're going to sit down with Terry Rice, who has built his entire brand off of a very, very clever strategy, working from coaching through to curriculum. So this week is going to be a lot about actually building coaching products and course products. And today specifically, we're going to be talking about choosing your topic. Now, let me know in the comments. You may already be someone who has a course you're building. If you're someone who knows you want to build a course, but you're not quite sure what about, feel free to call out what industry you're coming from. And if you're curious just about what coaching and course products look like within your industry, what I would really love you to come away from this event with is the tools and a strategy for honing in on exactly what your course or coaching products would look like within your industry, knowing that they're powerful, knowing that they're valuable, and knowing how to communicate the transformation that you can promise to your customer. Sarah Dawn, it is so nice to see you here. Just want to letting people trickle in. I know it takes a second, but it looks like we have a good group here. So I'm going to launch in here and let's get started. Like I said, today is all about choosing your course topic. Maybe you know what your topic is, but you're trying to refine it, or you know what your industry is and you're trying to find the topic. Well, you don't have to sit there alone in a vacuum trying to refine these things. In fact, the best creators, the most successful creators, use something called social listening. And there's other terms for it as well, but we're going to be using that term social listening to figure out what their customers want and how they can offer it. So, first things first, our mission today is to become a social listener. We're going to become someone who's able to look around us at the trends, at our audience, at our industry, hear the problems that people have, and be able to respond to them with our expertise in a clear and concise and strategic way. So, that's your mission today. And coming out of this, I want you to hold that as your mission. So say it to yourself: I'm going to become a social listener. Just a couple definitions. If you don't know what social listening is, the Sprout Social or dictionary definition is: social listening refers to analyzing the conversations and trends happening not just around your brand, but your industry as a whole, and using those insights to make better business decisions. Oh, I misspelled business there. Better busy decisions. But so we're not just talking about, we're not just talking about, again, let me rephrase this. We're trying to get out of the vacuum, out of the habit of sitting alone in a room and contemplating what it is our audience might like and what problems they might have and how to solve them. We're going to put in a little time ahead before we decide on our course or coaching topics and research what it is our audience needs. We have a wealth of expertise, whatever your industry is. If you're here, that means you're invested in sharing your knowledge and your expertise. We're just figuring out the best way to match our expertise to the problems our customers have. So, a little bit of a definition between monitoring and listening, because it's a common mistake for people to dive into this and just look at the data. Social monitoring is valuable as well, but we want to define the two. Monitoring is data driven and tells you what is happening in your industry. So that's just looking at the information, how many people are in places, how many followers certain accounts have, what content is performing well. It's just telling you what's there. That's kind of the first step. It's valuable, but it's not going to help you make really good decisions. Listening is looking for the bigger picture and tells you why things are happening. So, first, we look around and see what's happening, but what's really going to help us make good decisions is the why. So, some common beginner mistakes, and hop in the comments as we're going. Let me know if you're with me, if this makes sense, if you've been using anything like this. Also, let me know if social listening is new to you or if it's old hat and you're here just to kind of reaffirm some stuff. I want to make sure this is valuable for everyone. But some common beginner mistakes we see a lot with beginning course and coaching creators. And if you make any of these mistakes, there is no shame here. Don't feel bad. Part of the reason I'm able to tag these mistakes is because I have made them too. So we are totally on a path here. And I just want to tag these so that if you make these mistakes, you can recognize them, you can fix them, you can change them, and we can all get better together. So the first one, which I've dropped a little bit, is working in a vacuum. Your idea isn't great just because you think it is. That may sound a little aggressive. I wrote that really to myself in my own process. I've had idea after idea after idea. Idea guys are great, but in the end, they don't get paid. They don't build things. They just sit there thinking of what could be. So, just because you have an idea about your course or your coaching products doesn't mean that it's great. It could be, but you got to do a little work first. Another common mistake is the failing to research. So you really need to take the time to research your market and your competitors before diving into creation. And when I say competitors, I was tempted to use the word collaborators because I don't want us to be in a scarcity mindset. There is enough room on the internet for everybody. And especially as the internet continues to grow, often the reason people are going to buy your course or coaching products or engage with your brand in general is because of who you are, your personality. You don't necessarily have to be offering up brand new information that no one has ever encountered before, right? Even this event today, it's nothing necessarily new, but I'm trying to put it into a format that if you think like me, if you relate to me, maybe you'll understand it better, something will click. So when I say competitors, don't think of other people out there as competition. Think of them as fantastic tools, people who have tried and tested ideas, and you can use them to kind of see what works for what markets. Another common mistake is skipping validation. So once you've done the research and kind of seen what topics or what language works really well, then you need to enter a phase of trying to validate that your version of it or your voice, how it's going to fit. Again, this is not a right or wrong equation. There's no part of this where you either do it or you fail. It's just a process of working through so you get the best version of your product by the time you're ready to launch. And I just want to catch up a little here. Oh, I love Susan Inspired Art. So happy to see you again. Joan Moore, it's a delight to have you. Sarah Dawn, everyone is here. Yes, this is awesome. And I'm hearing all of, yeah, it seems like everyone started playing with these ideas, but they're looking for refinement. So I'm super happy you're here. We're going to get into all of that. And then the last creator mistake that we see is assuming that because there is a market gap, there is opportunity. But a market gap does not mean opportunity. So What do I mean by that? Just because you don't see the product you want to offer out there does not mean that it's a great opportunity, or that the minute you launch any version of your product that it's going to explode and be huge. And there's so many people sitting around who have hopped on the drop shipping train and have a bunch of like fidget spinners in their basement, right? They saw, oh, there's a gap in my local audience for this. That doesn't mean that you can be successful just by putting it out there, right? As marketers, as creators, as educators, we have to craft our products so that they reach our audience in the right way and in a way that really resonates with them and creates the transformation we're promising. So, all of these things we can overcome. Once again, you're not doing anything wrong. When I say mistakes, it's just things to tag so that as we move forward, we can improve and get better along the process. I have made every single one of these mistakes in my course creation process. I bet you any creator you've talked to, and I talked to quite a few here at Spotlight, has made these mistakes at some point. So, first off, if I'm going to serve some of you who maybe don't have an idea, you want to create a course, your expertise, and you also maybe just have a bucket of things you're passionate about, but you're not exactly sure how to put it all together into a cohesive course or topic. So, first, I think one of the best tools, and I think I got this from Terry Rice, who we're going to talk to on Thursday, was just to reflect for a minute and think about, are there things people have asked you to help them with? And is there a trend to that? So, often our instinct is to think, what is my work already? What is my industry? What should I be doing? But when we're starting a new business, or when we're trying to offer courses or products like that, we really want to focus on transformation. And sometimes it's not exactly what you would expect. So think about the things that people already ask for your help with and you've helped people with. And are there multiple people asking for the same thing? If so, that's probably because your close community thinks of you as an expert on this. So, already that's a fantastic place to source topics. Second thing you can do is ask your community. So, this is just taking it a little further. Reach out to friends and family. And if you have a following on social media or an email list or anything, no matter how small, reach out and feel free to be vulnerable and just ask people, what would you expect to learn from me? What would be something you would want to learn from me? What's something I know that you wish you knew, right? We're trying to tap into that. How do people perceive us, and how can we offer them the knowledge that we have that they want? Another thing you can do is talk to other creators. So, again, don't think of these people as your competitors. Reach out to other creators in your industry and start a conversation. Now, that may be intimidating as first. I'm not necessarily saying you should go out and, spam Pat Flynn's inbox because he's a super successful creator, but dive into social media, dive into Facebook groups, look at people who are already creating successful products or just a little bit further along in their journey, and ask them, "Oh, how's it going for you? What was something you learned from this?" It's super valuable to start those conversations. And especially if you're praising people, and I'm not saying to go and like kiss ass, but if you go in knowing something about the creator, knowing their products, and you're asking them honest questions, not how to do something, but how it went for them, you're likely going to get some honest answers, because I don't know any creator out there that doesn't want the people around them to succeed. So don't be afraid to reach out. It takes seconds of your time, and you never know what value can come out of that. Already, I just want to say, in the last few weeks since I've been doing these events, we've had more people reaching out to me than ever before, asking questions. And anyone who's asking me for advice on just like, how did this work for you, or this work for anyone else you've seen or worked with, I love answering those questions, because usually it's really easy for me to do, and it can make a world of difference. I know it has for me when I've reached out to people in the past. And then the last thing you can do is research, research, research. Browse customer reviews, testimonials, hashtags, and communities like Facebook groups and Discords, Reddit threads, stuff like that, to see where people are finding transformation. So I don't just want you to go out there and browse all of these places in your industry, just, you know, aimlessly. What you're really looking for is those products, those moments, those channels, those creators that people associate with that say, this changed my life. And that may seem extreme, but you would be surprised how many products are out there that really have made a huge difference in people's lives. So go out there looking for transformation. That's going to be your key kind of guiding principle here. What are products that people have encountered that have really changed the way they live, work, enjoy their lives, all of those kind of things? And just to bring it home, focus on transformation. So when you're looking for your topic, you're not just looking for how to, you don't just want to be like how to be a successful creator or how to be a big investor. Whatever you end up naming your course, you still want to be focusing on what is the transformation that you are going to promise. So just as an example, for my course, originally, I work in audio and music production. And originally, I think I was going to name my course, it was going to be, it was like Music Production 101 or something really boring. I wanted it to sound professional and everything. But after going through this process, I settled on become your own producer. It's transformation based, right? It's really focusing on what is someone going to be after they've engaged with my course. So, throughout this whole process, right, there will be multiple times to kind of revamp and dig into your actual topic and your curriculum. We'll be diving in tomorrow all into how to build curriculum and get paid while you do it. So, make sure to attend tomorrow's event. But you want to be in this transformation mindset, like we've been promoting the last few weeks. And as you're doing your research, continue to think, what is that person before they encounter my product? What is it after? And what is the topic? What is the curriculum going to look like that really creates that transformation? So you're going to keep hearing the word transformation from me unapologetically. I'm going to beat that down because it is so important, from your marketing to holding you accountable. It is the key. Right? And just to illustrate again, who is someone before the course? Who is someone after the course? And we want to be looking for real promises that we can deliver. Susan Inspired Art, you're asking what is tomorrow's event? I will tag that at the end, but if you go to our Spotlight channel on YouTube, you can see tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to build curriculum and make money at the same time, all about using coaching and those kind of products to build curriculum outside of the vacuum, being engaged with your actual customers while you're building that curriculum. So we'll talk about that a little more later, but I just wanted to answer that question because it's valuable. So when we get into validating your idea, right? Say you have an idea. So right away, I'll use myself as an example. When COVID and everything hit, I used to be an audio engineer and a touring musician. And I would work in bars on the side to, when I wasn't touring, just to make a little extra cash. Needless to say, both those industries completely evaporated one day. And I had to kind of start over. I went into the audio engineering, doing podcasts and video editing, working for, Spotlight, people like this, helping them create powerful content that communicates their value to their audience. However, something I was noticing around me is that all of my musician friends were now in a situation where they couldn't go into a studio. So they were asking me, how do you record yourself? Wait, you know a little bit about this. How do you do this? And I recognized that there was really a lack of education for exactly how, not to become an audio engineer, but just how musicians could at home record themselves really well so that they could hand it to an engineer who could mix it and they could end up with high quality recordings. Well, once I had that idea, right, initially, like I said, it was like Music Production 101. I needed to go and validate that that audience actually needed it. So, yes, I had a few people asking me like a little bit here and there, but is that really an audience or are those just friends trying to kind of take advantage of my knowledge? Not in a bad way, but is that really a market or are those just some people who happen to know I know a little bit about something? So, the first thing I did is I went and I asked my community, and you should do the same. So, once you have a topic and you think you're really onto something valuable, go to your friends, family, and audience again, no matter how big or small, and ask if they would take a class about it. So I reached out to the people who had already asked me a couple questions, and I reached out to try and just and to their community, to additional people saying, "Hey, do you think you or anyone you know would actually like take a course if I offered it?" So you asked me that one question, but if you could, pay $10 and, what if you had $10 and an hour of my time? Would you attend that? Would you do that? Turns out quite a lot of people in my music community and stuff were like, absolutely, that would be awesome. So that was great. The other thing you need to do is start small. So use webinars and one on one coaching to test your transformation at scale. You can start even smaller. So try things in pieces. Just start by posting little stories, little snippets of things, right? So on TikTok, I'm regularly posting just little tips and tricks to try and see like what things do people find valuable in little like nuggets and what's things that people actually use. Are they commenting on it? When they comment, are they actually using this or was it just entertaining? And I'm taking note when people engage with something and actually find value. Okay, that's something I need to have in a course. Okay, that's something I need to offer as a coaching product, right? And then the last thing you can do, which is a little bigger, and we'll be talking all about how to do this next week, is how to actually run a beta program. So, run a small group of people through your basic curriculum, and you don't really attend tomorrow's event. That curriculum doesn't have to be massive, but just the basic transformation, right? So, I knew I wanted to take bedroom music producers or musicians and turn them into legitimate music producers who could hand a song over to a music engineer and end up with a professional product. Let's start somewhere. So I started just offering free Zoom lessons. Sometimes they were paid. It kind of depended. If it was friends, I would do it like donation based. If I got someone asking about them that was outside of my immediate community, I would charge like $10 or stuff. But starting to run just like small little pieces of your curriculum to see what the value is. And when I keep saying curriculum, I'm not talking about the nitty gritty, like written down whole curriculum here. I'm just talking about testing these transformations. So, really, really small bite sized pieces. If someone didn't know how to use a microphone, can I teach them how to use a microphone in an hour? Can I teach them how to use a microphone in 30 seconds on TikTok? Right? Figuring out what the value is of these individual pieces that you are going to work into a greater curriculum. So, this is a great place just to dump ideas on a page once you have your topic and you've started playing with it. And when I say once you have your topic, we're in the process of really refining the topic. So, once you have your general topic, you want to start throwing it down and then just testing these little pieces. Can I get that transformation from just one little section of what I'm trying to teach? And if I can, if that's valuable, if it resonates with someone, if they want to know more, then I put that in the bucket to keep it in the bigger curriculum. We'll deal with organizing that and testing it all later. But in this phase, which is going to last all the way through till you finally launch a product, you're taking note of what aspects, what transformations, and what parts of the process really resonate with people. That's a huge part of why I'm calling my course Become Your Own Producer and not Become Your Own Recording Engineer or Become Your Own like professional musician. It turns out what people really wanted from me was the ability to produce music. It's a little nuanced what the difference is there, but most musicians were coming to me saying, I want to learn how to be an audio engineer. And I was saying, really? Do you want to engineer other people's music? Or do you want to create music? Do you want to be able to be part of the process and hand it over to a professional audio engineer who can really do that final phase. Turns out everyone wanted to be a producer. So that's how I got to that point, is by going through all of these processes, and it is a cycle. You're going to go through these things over and over and over as you develop and refine your products. So I just want to catch up on the comments here a little bit. I'm seeing there's people, Kathy, business relationship skills in the workplace, conflict resolution, communication, understanding differences. So Kathy, I'm gonna get a little rough with y'all because you're here and ready to take it. But Kathy, you're partway through the process. It appears that you've already established that there is validity to this, that there's value to it. Transformation. Focus on transformation. When you're saying business relationship skills in the workplace, that's not telling me who I'm going to be. So maybe it wants to be, maybe you would focus it more. You could revamp it. I'm just throwing ideas out. Become become a compatible workplace, or become the most compatible coworker, become an empathetic, compassionate coworker, become the key pin of your workplace, right? Think about who is the person going to be and try and come from that point. If you haven't seen our event recently on transformational copy, we talked a lot about copywriting, but you should go check out that event because this whole idea of transformation is really getting to the core of like what our ethic is. We want to be able to transform people's lives. We seriously, that's what we're here to do as educators. And in the process, if we can focus on that transformation, we will make better decisions for ourselves and our community and our students the entire way through. So, Kathy, I love that, but continue to refine, continue to test it, try it in little pieces, and see if you can really get to the heart of what it is that people want to be, right? Um, Gordana, will you see the next webinar even if you are not registered? You can come to the Teachable YouTube page and watch it tomorrow if you're not registered. But if you want to get updates, if you want to get the replay and all of that, if you want to get some of the special resources that we're offering, you want to go register for that. There's a link in the description to go to the Spotlight page. You can drop in your email, and we're sending a lot of value additionally with those PDFs to help you through. We're working on some mini courses and a bunch of other things that are going to be coming your way. So, yes, you can. Highly recommend signing up for the email list. We really do our best not to waste your time there. Um, Brenda Holtz is saying, editing is my major hangup. I need simplicity. If you have suggestions, please share. Brenda, please attend tomorrow's event. I don't mean to push your question off, but tomorrow we are going to be talking all about like the nitty gritty of how you can develop curriculum on the go. Today, we're focusing really just on honing in on what is that transformational topic that you're going to use as your guiding principle while building your curriculum. Susan Inspired Art is saying, enjoy painting by playing with color. That's great, Susan, but still focus more on the transformation. Is that may be what you're promising, but to me that sounds like you're taking people who don't enjoy painting, and by the end you will enjoy painting. So is is that really what you want to do? Do you want to work with people who hate painting and convince them to like painting? Or is there something else there? I am suspicious that you have a bigger, more powerful, more awesome transformation hiding in there that you are so close to getting. Um, Excellent. Oh, and Gordana, yes, there will be replays. If you're already registered, you will get all of that. So thanks for clarifying. All right. So just to kind of, continue on here, after you validated your idea, I want to remind you to act with intention throughout all of this. So I know I'm saying, I'm throwing a lot at you with like all this research you have to do, communicating to your audience, all of these kind of things. And it may seem like a lot, but really, we're building a system that we can consistently act within so that we're not floundering around throughout any of it. So, as you're doing your research, as you're refining your topic, focus on these things. You want to be sourcing the problems. So you're really searching your industry and your audience for people who need help and the problems they need help with. And then you want to create real solutions. Look around you at the people who have found solutions, at the solutions you can offer, and look at real solutions, not big hazy things, but what are things that people can accomplish in a month or two if they engage with your products. Test in bite-sized chunks. That's what we were talking about a lot with validating your idea. So use small scale tests like mini courses, like even Instagram stories, excuse me. Like even one-on-one lessons. I used to be a music teacher, so I pull a lot of my teaching techniques and transformations from when I was teaching one-on-one lessons. Start small and then listen and adapt. I know if you're anything like me, you think you're a good listener, you think you're empathetic, you think you're all of these great things as a human that we're all trying to be. But I can't tell you how many times I've caught myself when I think I'm on a roll and a student is sitting in front of me, or I am engaging with a student, and I just forget to ask, what do you think? What do you want? How do you think that? And one of the most powerful things you can ask any student is, how would you teach that? It may be a little hard to get out of a student, but I guarantee you, if you can get from a student how they would teach it, you get an insight to how they learn. And if that person's in your audience, that insight is invaluable. So act with intention throughout this entire process. I want to catch up real quick. Well, I want to get through the slides here and then I will catch up. So, working smart is easy with Teachable. We're going to dive in and look at some of the tools available with Teachable that can help you throughout this process. So, if you're waiting to get a Teachable account until you have an actual course or coaching product, you really don't need to. First off, Teachable is completely free to get started. There's a link in the description to start for free. And there's so many tools available within Teachable that are 100% free to use and help you through the whole development process, even before you have a course or coaching products or anything like that. Please, please, please go watch our event called The Power of Building an Email List. We walk through how to create a homepage. You can create an entire website with Teachable, just like Squarespace. It really is that powerful, and have a lead capture form. So at the very least, you have a place to send people. If they're interested in your products, say, go sign up for my email list there, and we'll dig in. So I want to dig through your comments here real quick before we actually hop into Teachable. Um, so Susan Inspired Art, you're saying, I want to teach people to relax and find balance in their life through painting. Susan, this is so exciting. You are getting closer. Now, I'm going to challenge you here if you can. You don't have to, right? Work on this, but can you put that in a transformational phrase? Who is the person after they've learned that from you, right? Become who? Be this person. Put that in a transformational phrase and you're there. I love this. Um, Sarah Dawn is saying my tagline right now is demystifying sock knitting because beginner knitters are very intimidated by socks. Sarah, that's really close. I think, and arguably you could go with that. Again, we also have to be weighing with our audience. That's why we dive into these things. We ask people around us because ultimately we want to be serving our audience, so they have to resonate with this. My slight suspicion is you could get even a little better. So demystifying sock knitting is what you're doing, but who is someone before they engage with your product when sock knitting is a total mystery, and who are they after? Focus on that transformation. And I want to know who that person is after you've demystified sock knitting for them. Like, who are they? Really? We're getting into like, how has their life and person changed? And it may sound silly, but I don't think it is. Sock knitting is not trivial. Our hobbies are not trivial. None of this is trivial. It deserves that kind of gravity. Um, And then, Gordana is saying, I'm a psychotherapist. I like to share my knowledge and skills, but I don't know a legal frame. Gordana, that is a whole world. As far as the legality of those things, you may have to work closely with a legal specialist as far as what you can teach, what you're not allowed to teach. But if you focus on those small bite-sized transformations that you went through, likeliness you're going to come across some transformation that you can promise legally, right? That may be on the periphery of your psychotherapy that is powerful and something you can offer without someone legally being a client. So, I'm not a lawyer. That I'm not saying that you can for sure, but I'm saying it's probably very likely possible. Jennifer White, you had a question. Does this offer the transformational message? Okay, so move from a navigatio nightmare to engaging with ease as you care for your aging parent. Jennifer, that is fantastic. My only qualm is, can we make it even shorter? But man, you are right at that point where now you need to go test it. So go use that language with your audience, go use it with your family and friends, see how they respond, take notes, engage them in that topic, and learn from that, adapt. I'm suspicious even still, like it happened with me where I thought I had it and then months later I'm still refining it. I'm suspicious that there's a version that's even more punchier, but man, you have the transformation. Now you're just in the refinement stage. Jennifer, please come to tomorrow's event. It's at noon or 1 p.m. EST. If you're worried about building curriculum around that, I think you'll get a lot of value from that. Um, okay. Okay. Oh, and Gordana, you're saying teachable courses are not financial accepting. I'm beginning. Everything is so hard for me and expensive. Gerdana, as far as just getting started with Teachable, it is free and you can just dive in starting to play with these things. So it is really a wonderful platform to just develop your narrative and start looking at what it would be like to teach those things. It's completely free to get started. So it may be hard right at first. Please go watch our other events. We're really trying to take all of you and turn you into teachable experts so you can focus on the actual curriculum and your development and not just these little hangups that you say. Um and let's see, I want to dive in a second and show you a little bit of the actual teachable product. Um Awesome. Yeah. And just Sarah Dawn. Sarah, you've been at so many of those. I appreciate you being here so much. But just to say, Sarah, as proof of proof of purchase, Sarah has been on the free plan for ages, and you can outline all your courses, dive in, and start collecting leads all for free. So it really is a valuable place. But there are a couple places or a couple things I want to show you about the Teachable product itself that are relevant to this. So, again, if you don't have a Teachable account, the link is in the description. It's completely free to see everything I'm seeing and start playing around with all of these things. And the past events, we've really focused on some actionable quick wins for you. So, just getting a homepage up with a lead capture form is one of the quickest ways to have a home base where you can start growing your audience. So even as you're going out there to your friends and family and your audience and starting to say like, would you be interested in this? Would you be interested in that? You need a place to send people where you can follow up with them and where you can engage with them. So we had a whole event building an email list, the power of building an email list, and we showed how to build a basic homepage with a lead capture that at least gives you somewhere you can tell people, hey, go to my homepage. It's here. You can even have a custom domain, sign up for my email list, and I'm going to follow up with you. That is so much better than just collecting an email from someone, or even if someone gives you their email, ask, can I add you to my email list? I just want to show you quickly what that looked like, what we built. So on my site, it can be really, really simple. We're just talking about a very basic homepage, just like this, that has a banner, a bio with information. I have some featured courses, but the big part here is my sign up form. So sign up for tips and tricks to make you a better content creator. We've also gone in past events. Last week, we were heavily focused on lead magnets, various things you can do to get people to sign up for your email list. But if nothing else, you need a place where you can start building that audience. And if you already have a little following on Instagram or other social media places, I highly recommend you start trying to engage those people to sign up for your email list. Send them to your Teachable homepage. Tell them what value they're going to get by signing up for your email list. Because another huge part about Teachable is that all those email lists, everything you create, you own. So everything you collect, every email you collect is yours. You own it, whether you have a free account or not. Those are yours. So this is just as simple as it looks like. Even if you just build yourself one of these pages, follow along with that past event, you're going to be in the ideal place to start building your audience and have a place where you can send people that is already going to be integrated with your future coursing products, digital downloads, and also just coaching products, which we're going to talk about a lot tomorrow. So the other value here is you can start building mini courses as an ideal testing ground for your course creation. So once you have a topic, and we're going to dive into this a little more tomorrow as well. Once you have a topic and an idea, you can come up with a mini course or a product, a free course, and start just testing like what are people interested in. So I unfortunately today don't have my mini course live, but it's going to be up probably next week. And one thing I'm doing is I'm A B testing a few different versions. So it's the same course, but I've just changed around the various copy. So my mini course is teaching people how to use Logic Pro, which is recording software. And I'm basically trying to train them in the beginning little free mini course so that by the end of that course, they're ready to take my actual paid course. But I'm building it in a few different styles. I'm going to do, um, I'm having one, basically, like I said, same course, but I'm restructuring the copy in a few different ways so I can send people to the different versions and see how people resonate with those. So, those are a great way to get started. Email courses are a great alternative as well. So, also within the Teachable product, I wanted to show once you start collecting leads, your leads are going to show up right here. So that's in your users and then your leads. You can export those leads to an email service. You can also email them within Teachable and you can start asking people what they're looking for. So you can start using the actual Teachable platform to test your ideas, like we said. Live webinars, coaching can be cut into mini courses and email courses. Again, tomorrow we're going to be diving deep. I just don't have the time to do it all in one event. So please, if this is all starting to like vibe with you and you're interested, attend tomorrow's event. We're going to be talking about how to use all of those things to really start testing your ideas in a valuable fashion. But for today, we're really just, I want to show you that Teachable has within it the email functionality, the website builder, all of these places where you can start growing your audience, representing your products, and testing the different kind of courses and ideas. So one thing right away, if you look at my course page, my course is not available yet, but I built a whole sales page for it. And a little tip, I actually have 3 different sales pages. I have one that's live, and then I have 2 others with slightly different copy on them that I'll send certain audiences to. So my TikTok audience goes to one sales page. I send people I meet to a different sales page so that I can test the copy. And this public page is an amalgamation and a combination of all of those lessons that I've learned through testing in different places. So even if you don't have a course or curriculum, but you've settled in on that topic and you're trying to start refining it, build a sales page for a course, build a couple different versions of that sales page, and start letting people engage with it. I can't tell you how much more you learn from actually throwing something out in the world for people to engage with than when you're sitting alone in a vacuum just thinking like, what might people want to learn from me? And then the last thing I want to show you is once you actually start building little courses, whether they're free mini courses or coaching products, you actually have analytics within Teachable that can help you kind of gauge the individual products and aspects. So it's one reason why I am really big, and we at Spotlight are really big on building mini courses. They help you develop bite-sized amounts of your curriculum. They're wonderful lead magnets. They're easy, palatable things for you to build. They can be with video, without video. They're super easy. If you focus on that product and that, or on that problem and the transformation, you can knock one out in a day or two. I think by the end of it, mine will have taken me 3 days, 4 days, and I'm really video heavy. So a lot of that is editing. It's not even making it. But let me show you where you can actually get some of these analytics. If you actually go to your course, and I currently have students in a beta version of my course. So I went to courses, chose the course, and then reports. I just want to show you the power here. So I can see how many of my 9 students, what their average completion rate is. And then I can also see of those students, how many have completed how much. This also gives me the opportunity to bug some of those students, see if they need any help, inquire. We should always be asking, hey, I noticed you stopped at this point. Like, why? The other thing you have is you can look at video stats. So I can look at all the videos I have and see what the actual completion rate is. So are people finishing this? How many loads? How many people of my students have watched it? Are people watching it multiple times? This is super valuable because it helps us refine our kind of mission and our goal. You can look at your quiz scores. You can build little quizzes within Teachable. Those are super valuable to see if your students are retaining the knowledge. Also, people like engaging in quizzes. I can see right here that my in my beta version of my course that nobody is engaging with one of these quizzes here. So that's either that I built a poor quiz or people feel like they know it. It's a great opportunity to hop into my email all of those students and say, hey, I noticed no one's taking this. What's the point? Why is it there? What part of that transformation could this serve and why isn't it serving that? And then you also have just the ability to see how much each student has completed, where they're at in the process. And the ones who haven't completed, you can email them right away and engage them. So just wanted to show you how much of the Teachable product is available to be part of this topic evaluation and refining what it is you're going to teach, right? So you see creators out there with these big courses fully built on all these sort of things. They're going to teach you to be entrepreneurs. They're going to teach you how to be bona fide music producers. They're going to teach you all of these big level things. But a lot of them got there by building tiny, tiny little versions of the product that they could throw out and test so that they could develop those big course. And by the time they get to the big course, they know that every lecture, every section, every part of it is built from a real transformation that has real impact. Um, all right. So we don't have a whole lot more time here, but I want to make sure that I'm here to answer any of your questions. I do want to call in quick while those questions are coming in. A couple of the resources we provided. So, excuse me. Once again, Teachable is completely free to get started. You can hop into the description. There is a link there. The free account, you can start building mini courses and playing around with those products. You can build a homepage with a lead capture form and start growing your audience. There are all these things that you can start doing, everything we've been talking about in the past few weeks without even having your curriculum settled. The product is going to help you develop that curriculum. So don't think if you're there waiting, oh, I need to have a full course before I start my account or anything. Dive in, start handling the product. So also that by the time you're building your full course, you know how the product works. So you're not starting from scratch. Highly recommend going in there. And if you're someone who already has a course, but you're looking to get more traffic to that course or looking at better ways to market your course, we have a PDF in the description totally built on how to sell your online course. So we have links to events we've done with creators, specifically outlining the parts in those events where they talk about really valuable information focused on selling your course. We also have resources for your social media marketing, for managing your social media. That PDF is packed with valuable information. And I highly recommend anyone here, whether you're ready to sell a course or not, you grab it because the information there is going to be valuable all the way through your course creation process. And last but not least, if you need more hands-on help, in the description as well, there's a link to the quick start webinar. That's a 40-minute webinar that dives into a lot more of the technical details of things in your Teachable account. So I saw a couple people like Gordana and stuff were saying that you were having trouble exactly how to do specific things in Teachable. Go check out that webinar and also check out Teachable. We just started the Kickstarter program, and that's going to be running in a few cohorts. But if you enter the current Teachable challenge, where you could win up to $100,000, there is an associated Kickstarter program that is an actual cohort based program helping you develop your curriculum from ground zero all the way to selling your course. So, also, if you really want that hands on help, you have the time to invest, and you're ready to build your products, your coaching, and your course products, that program is awesome, and it's happening right now. So go check that out. All right. I want to make sure that I get to any questions that are coming in here. So, Kathy, you were asking, are we able to go somewhere to view prior Spotlight webinars? 100%. So, if you're watching on YouTube, just go to the Spotlight YouTube channel and you can see all of our past webinars there. The past 2 or 3 weeks, we've been especially focused on these tips and tricks to get you better versed with the Teachable product and all of the kind of skills you're going to need to make really quality course and coaching products. If you are on the the Spotlight website, there is a little link at top that says events. All of our past events are going to be there. And if you want to make it easy, go to spotlightapp.io, sign up for our email list. You'll get regular updates about new events that are coming out and products and resources that can really help you take your course curriculum and coaching products to the next level. Um, all right, let's keep. Oh, Susan Inspired Art. Are we getting closer here? I love this. Build life balance through painting, or shine your light through life balance with painting. Susan Inspired Art. We are getting so close here. My only problem is well, and honestly, the second one is getting closer to that transformation, but you're not telling me what kind of person I am who's doing this. So, you know, I'll feed you some like nuggets here, like, um, you know, become become a light in life, um, become a balanced, oh, good man, become a live a balanced life with painting, or become a balanced creator with painting. You want to focus a little more on your audience as well. Susan, please attend tomorrow's event. Tomorrow, I'm going to be giving a little sales language formula for you that's really going to help hone in on this. But keep working on this, please. If you show up tomorrow or if you watch the replay tomorrow, hop in the comments. I love seeing the transformation. You are getting so close. You're already on track to start throwing out and testing this idea, but keep going. It's going to keep evolving. Like I said, it's not something set in stone. We're continuing to work on this. Um, This is getting better. Yes, I love it. Shine your light through painting, even better. But who is that person who does that? Tell me that person, and I want you to give me a phrase that makes me want to be that person, not the thing that person's doing, but actually be that person. Um, I love it. And Susan, or sorry, Sarah Dawn, interests the idea to send people from different places to different pages. Yes, it's called like A/B testing in the marketing world, but it is such a valuable tool when you're trying to refine your product or your vision or any aspect of it. We are going to dive deeper into that as its whole own theory and idea in future events. But yes, I'm glad that's resonating with you. Um, and I don't it doesn't look like I have a whole bunch of questions coming up here. Yes, Jennifer is saying it looks like Teachable has a lot of value for free. It is really valuable. I have a paid account now, but for 2 years or so, I was completely in the free developing products, helping using the platform just to have a place to build leads and stuff. And it was super valuable. And Jennifer White, I love everyone's chiming in here. Gain balance and enlightenment through painting. We're getting closer, but still we're focusing on features, not benefits, not the person. Who is the person that is getting that? All right, everybody, we have to wrap up for time. But if there's any questions I didn't answer, or for anyone watching the replay, if you have more questions, hop in the comments. Let me know. I really try and come back, and we do our best to answer all of those questions, even if they're coming in after the events. So throw them in there. We'll come back, answer them in the future. And if you have any further insights or anything, throw them in there as well. We also love to know what y'all are up to. So hop in the comments, share your sales page, share your course page, share your topic, share all of these things. What's happening with Susan and Sarah right now in the comments is amazing. Just in this course, they went miles closer to having a transformational topic that can really guide them through that course curriculum discovery process. Last but not least, I just want to say again, please look to the other two events this week. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be diving into how to build your curriculum and get paid at the same time. It's the smart way to build curriculum. You don't have to do it in a vacuum, and you don't have to do it for free. There are systems used by people like Pat Flynn and Tommy Griffith at ClickMinded. We've had multiple events with these folks, and we want to share that information with you. There is a smart way to build your curriculum, and we're going to be diving into all of that tomorrow. Also, once again, it's free to start a Teachable account. The link is in the description. There's really no risk to getting started. So check out those past events. We've really outlined some really quick wins you can have right away on the platform, even if it's just building a homepage with a lead capture form you can send people to. You can do all of that for free. And please hop in the comments. Let me know if this was valuable. Let me know what you learned. And if you had a good time, more than anything, I want to make sure that we're all just learning and having a blast here. I had a delight teaching all of you and hanging out with all of you and watching the transformation happen in the comments. So it's always a pleasure being here. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. And thank you all for being here.